All right, Molly, thank you. After a back-and-forth battle, you see it right there, 15-year-old tennis phenom Coco Gauff advanced past the third round at Wimbledon yesterday. The Atlanta native even beat tennis star Venus Williams, drawing the attention of fans here in Metro Atlanta and all around the world. One person, though, who knows a whole lot about her is one of her first coaches, Jewel Peterson from Peterson Elite Tennis Academy in Cobb County, also Douglas County. Jewel's joining us live here in studio. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks so much for having me.
First question we have you heard from Coco or her parents?
Yeah, her parents gave me a shout out on Facebook, so it was great.
Cool.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. We are so excited to see her progress. I mean, from watching her from the age of 7 years old and having worked with her so closely, being her private coach at the time, I mean, it was just incredible to see all the hard work paying off.
Right, and you were saying, we were talking off camera a little bit, you were saying she was just incredibly focused for a girl that young. Talk about that.
She was. It was incredible. To this day, I still have not seen a 7-year-old that focused. I mean, I would pick her up from school. We'd talk for about 15 minutes about what happened at school, and she would fall asleep in the car. It was like clockwork every single day. So we'd pull up to the clubhouse, and then she'd get out, and then she'd go inside, half sleep, change her clothes, and she would come out with such focus and such motivation. It was incredible. I mean, she'd come out on the court and I didn't even have to tell her to warm up. I didn't have to tell her to do her laps or anything like that. She literally would put her bag down and just start doing it on her own. It was incredible.
So Jewel, where do you think that comes from?
I think it was just, her parents were really supportive of her. Her parents, her mom was a track athlete and her father was a basketball athlete. So they were very good and they played in college as well. And so I think just when she was growing up, they really were about sports and really encouraged her. And, at the time she was doing gymnastics as well.
Wow.
So she was always very athletic and she just loved to hit the ball. Yeah.
And you were saying those practices were going on for like almost 3 hours.
Yeah, for 3 hours, one-on-ones. Wow. Can you believe that?
You're talking about a 7-year-old because kids don't have that kind of attention span, most kids, right?
They don't. And to this day, I'm telling you, I still haven't seen it. But I mean, from the beginning to the end of practice, she was so dialed in. I'd never seen anything like it. I mean, I hardly ever had to motivate her. I mean, she would come out, she'd have her water, she'd have her snacks. We'd sit down, we'd talk a little bit about what happened on the court, maybe talk about something that maybe happened at school, to try to keep it fun. But then we'd be right back out there working. So you can imagine she hit 1 million balls probably in her lifetime already from the age of 7 until now. So you're seeing all that work ethic pay off.
So you coached her about 8 years ago. Why do the tennis talent have to move to Florida?
Yeah, one of the things about Florida is that you can play year round. Okay, so you can play, when it's rainy, you can play when it's cold, you can play all the time. So that's why you see so many academies down there. And so that was one of the major reasons why you see a lot of athletes go to Florida.
And we're looking at video of when Coco was young here, hitting the ball and stuff like that. Do you think the whole, you hear about Venus and Serena and the 60 Minutes piece with Richard Williams, and he basically was grooming athletes, to be superstars early on.
Yeah.
Is it the same thing with her dad and mom?
Yeah, definitely. They were very supportive. They're great people. I love them. Awesome people, but they were definitely there pushing her and encouraging her when they picked her up. When she was just with me, she was by herself, fully motivated. But when they came, they were always very encouraging. And the parents play a big role, in just how motivated you'll be as well.
Can you imagine what she was thinking when she beat Venus?
Oh,
just
my
knowing
gosh.
her.
One of the things that we were talking about a little bit earlier was the fact that, when I was working with Coco, I would talk to her about Venus and Serena.
Really? Like what?
Yes, like I would tell her.
Spit it and spill it. What's the conversation?
No, I would just.
What are the details?
I would just tell her, watch them, do everything you can to do exactly what they do, because they did everything great. They competed well. They were great athletes. They could think really well on the court. They could, handle the big crowds, the pressure. Being on a big stage. And I would tell her all the time, watch them. They are your mentors. They're your sheroes. And so, for us to be talking about them and now for her to have to play Venus, it was just incredible.
And I was just so struck during her interview. I watched a lot of it. She's so poised for a 15-year-old.
She is.
But yet she has a childish side to her.
She does.
She loves Beyonce.
She does.
Will Smith's son, who has the clothing line, the hoodies. She wants to buy more hoodies with some of her cash money. She also has a fun side too, right?
She really does. And it's so interesting because she's so fun, so humble. But then when she gets on the court, she means business.
Oh yeah, we've seen that.
Yeah.
Speaking of what's going to happen, predict what's going to happen in her next match.
Oh,
who's she playing?
Gosh, you put me on the spot.
No, Mike.
Oh God, you know.
Or what would you tell her if you were whispering in her ear, Coco?
Yeah, you know what I would tell her? Well, first of all, what we saw from her in her last match, and really over the past 3 matches, is we saw a young lady who is mentally tough. So in her last match, of course, she was down and battling back, down, I think it was 5-2. And you watched her keep her composure. You watched her take her time in between points, think about what she wanted to do. She was so calculated in everything that she did. And you never saw her throw a racket. You never saw her, you know, yell and scream and you know, in emotion. But, you know, you just saw her just really maintain how she felt on the inside. When she was excited, she was fired up. And then when she had to really think about what happened, she did. But I would tell her, you know that Halep is going to take it. She is going to like come at you really hard. And just know she's probably, there will be times when she'll be up, but you have to continue to believe that you can win the match. You can never look at the match and think it's over, no matter what the score is. You have to always believe that you have a chance, that it's your match to take. And that's what I would tell her. I would tell her, be ready to ride the wave.
Right.
Halep is not going to lay down. Be ready for a dogfight, and always believe that thing can turn around if you get down. But if you get ahead, pour it on.
Wow, from the coach.
One last thing I just wanted to talk about, just because I think we have to talk about, is her being a young black woman.
Yes.
And what this means.
Isn't that great?
To have that in the tennis world.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's so awesome. Yes, we're starting to see more minorities in the game, but not enough. And so when you can see somebody like a Coco get out there, and we know, we can actually say, no, it took a lot of hard work for her to get there, but you can do it. And to watch her, you know, she's so humble. I saw her, you know, signing autographs, and like you said, she's, you know, so lovable and likable in her interviews. But to be able to see a young lady like that on the big stage, yes, it encourages so many other athletes, particularly minorities. Okay, this is something that I can do too.
You're a coach. You and your family own Peterson Elite Tennis.
Yes, absolutely.
And you're also aspiring tennis commentator.
Yes.
So real quick, if people want to get in touch with you, maybe get their kids involved, lessons.
Yes, absolutely. You know, they can contact me, personally contact me at 678-245-2601. You'll see my number down there. And then also you can go to the website at petersontennismanagement.com.
petersontennismanagement.com.
Yes.
Jill Peterson, thank you. This is a pleasure.
Oh, thank you
this
so
is
much
great.
for
Thank you so much
having
for coming
me.
in
Thank you.
and telling
Thank
us
you for
about
having me.
Coco. Thank you so much.